What's happening, folks? What's happening, fine fellas, ladies and gents? How are you today? Phil Walsh, licensed real estate broker with the number one living in Tacoma channel up here in Washington State. Listen, I'm at one of my favorite places today. The sun is shining. It's a beautiful September weather. I'm going to put the drone up to show you exactly where I am, but check out this. This is Washington State at its finest. So I thought I'd talk a little bit about Seattle today, okay? And why are some people leaving Seattle? So, no bollocks, no BS. Let's just get right to it, shall we? Let's dive right in there. So as you know, Seattle, although Olympia is our Washington State's capital, Seattle is the big sister right up north. There's approximately about 800,000 folks that live in Seattle. The median home price is probably about $775,000 up to about $850,000. It's very pricey up there, okay? So you gotta have a bit of cash. You gotta work for one of these big, big corporate companies up there. So what some of the things that people are leaving Seattle is, it's not all the doom and gloom that you might have seen on the TV over the past couple of years. Whatever, we're not going into politics, we don't do that on this channel. But all of the, the Antifa came down and defund this and defund that, and that did exacerbate the problem why a lot of people were moving out of Seattle. This isn't a doom and gloom about Seattle, but it is just some of my humble opinions and thoughts of why some folks are leaving, okay? Seattle's still great, but here are some of the reasons. So some of the reasons that people are moving out, and I go back to that median home price of $775,000, $850,000. People are moving out to there's top three counties that they're moving to, and that's Pierce County, where I live. You got Snohomish County, and you got Kitsap County. So Snohomish County is just to the northeast of Seattle. The median home price in Snohomish is $750,000 to $800,000. So because of its close proximity, to Seattle, that's why it's still kind of pricey over there. Pierce County, about an hour south, median home prices ran about that $535,000 to $560,000. You get a lot more bang for your buck. And then Kitsap County is actually right behind me. It's over the Narrows Bridge, and the median home price over in Kitsap is again around about that $535,000. So one of the reasons is affordability. What you've found is you can get a lot more bang for your buck if you're prepared to do that commute up to Seattle. Pierce County, about an hour, again, listen, traffic sucks, and I'll go into traffic in a little bit. Pierce County up to Seattle, an hour and 10 minutes. Kitsap, probably about an hour and 20 minutes. You got to come over the Narrows Bridge. And Snohomish, you're probably looking about 45 minutes to an hour. So affordability is one of the main reasons why people are moving out of Seattle, especially if you've got that family. You get a much larger house, you get a much bigger lot size. You obviously, most of them have got an excellent garden, backyard, whatever you want to call it. So Seattle is a little bit like living in a goldfish bowl. Everybody's on top of each other. A lot of condos down there, obviously. So if you've got the money and you've got the means, no worries. But again, starting that family, and if you're sort of family orientated and you don't mind that commute to Seattle, affordability is one of the main reasons as of 2023 is why some folks are moving out of Seattle, okay? So one of the other things, and I just mentioned there, is traffic kind of sucks. I mentioned in one of my other videos, the average commute time is about 27 minutes. The national average, I think, is about 17 minutes. So traffic really, really does suck downtown in Seattle. Where Seattle is located, if you have a wee look on the map there, you kind of got water all around, as it were. So if you're coming up from the south, you're coming down from the north, you got the main bridge you got to come over. So there is a light rail system that goes further north up to past Edmonds, I believe, and it's coming south due to finish, I think, in about 2035. But that's going to go all the way down to Tacoma. So there isn't a lot of, public transport accessibility, which would make life easier for you. So that's one of the other reasons, is traffic does suck down there. So if you're working in Seattle, or if you're working up north, if you don't mind that commute, just get out of Seattle. Get out of there. The traffic is horrible down there. One of the other reasons that we've kind of found out, well, I mean, and some of the, like I said, some of these videos, it's a beautiful, beautiful day today, but it's the gloominess sometimes and the weather. Now, I go into a lot of this on all of the videos, and it doesn't rain all the time. Houston, Miami, they have more rainfall than we do. But again, we don't get the deluge, we don't get it downpouring all the time. But what we do get sometimes, especially moving in, from October, November, December time, we kind of get, I wouldn't say a constant drizzle, but it is a little bit gloomy sometimes and overcast. And some people just can't, they just can't handle that. You know what I mean? We have 4 seasons. Up here in Washington State, and it's beautiful, and with the evergreen state, and it's absolutely phenomenal. But 4 or 5 months, it does kind of drizzle quite a wee bit. So if some people, that gets you down, what they found out, the Census Bureau said that there's quite a few folks, if they're moving out of state, they're going down to Arizona, they're going to Florida, or they're going to California. California with the house prices down there, you winding me up? No chance. So listen, before I forget, get in touch so we can dial in on your needs and wants. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Let's jump on this Zoom, FaceTime, video call, whatever it is, so I can help you guys out if you're relocating to this beautiful, beautiful Washington State. We're called the Evergreen State, and it's awesome up here. Absolutely brilliant. So the Chamber of Commerce did a survey as of 2022 last year, I do believe. And they I think they surveyed about 700 people. And they gave them some basic questions. If you were thinking of moving, why are you thinking of moving, etc., etc. So here's what they came up with. So 67% were thinking of moving out of Seattle within the next sort of 9 to 12 months, a year to a year and a half. So 67% were considering moving out, okay? 35%, the reason was the cost of living. Now, the cost of living up in Seattle is kind of pricey. It's kind of pricey in Washington State compared to the national average. But a lot of people, well, 35% said it was the higher cost of living up there. Gas prices are up at the minute in Seattle to around that $5.50 range. Groceries are kind of up there too. So the cost of living, 35% of you folks said that would be the reason why you're moving out of Seattle. 29% said it was because of the crime rates. Now, you've probably seen, like, especially during the COVID and over the past couple of years, every time you kind of turn on the TV, you saw the news of the downtown Seattle, riots, protests, whatever you want to call them. There was kind of a bit of anarchy going on. A lot of small businesses closed down. A lot of these folks, they kind of moved out of Seattle. They'd had enough. They're done with it. Politics aside, don't wreck your city type deal, right? So a lot of folks moved out. Now, we do have a new mayor now, so let's just see if they can turn things around. It has got a lot better downtown Seattle, but there's still some of those areas that, you probably don't want to venture down to. So 12% on this census said it was because of the homeless. Now, I've mentioned the homeless quite a few times in my videos. Down by that King Street station, it is not nice at all. And when you get, and I'm talking about homeless as in panhandlers who are aggressive, who kind of get in your face. And I'm not blaming the homeless. They're, the tough times, the hard times. There's a lot of mental issues down there. And for some reason, right around that King Street station down there, the homelessness. And it's okay asking, if you want to panhandle on the streets and so forth, and buy somebody some food or whatever it is. But when they start getting aggressive and when they start getting in your face, and the problem isn't tackled, and they're not, I don't know if it's moved on or we can put them somewhere they can get taken care of. But when it's aggressive, the homelessness down there, 12% said that would be the reason why you're moving out of Seattle. And then 9%, now don't forget, we don't get into politics on this channel. I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican, it doesn't make any difference. That's not for us. We're just here to give you as much information as we possibly can to help you if you're relocating and moving to Seattle, Puyallup, Tacoma, Olympia, Centralia, Chehalis, whatever it is, anywhere in Washington State, anywhere in this beautiful state. But 9% said it was because of the local politics and the local government and some of these the policies that they either implemented or whatever it was. So again, I go back to, you know, let's just not get into this, defund this and do, you know what I mean? Let's just take care of the place, right? But 9% said it was because of the liberal policies. Now, again, some people might agree, some people might disagree. These are just my humble opinions. And for example, they said a lot of people were moving back down to Arizona, which is a more obviously Republican state. The same with Florida. So whatever your policies are, whatever your politics are, sometimes, and 9% of the people in this survey said, you know, that was a factor of why people were moving out of Seattle. So it's not all in doom and gloom. Seattle is awesome. Seattle's beautiful. And on a day like this, you can get up there, you can get out, and you can get about. But like I said on this channel, we go into the pros, the cons, the negatives, the positives. We just want to give you as much information as we possibly can to enable this process in order for you to make your life as easy as possible, as less stressful as possible if you guys are thinking of moving up here, like I said, to Washington State. So they are just some of the very, very simple reasons why some people are leaving Seattle, Washington. So it's not all in doom and gloom. Phil Walsh, licensed real estate broker, homeowner solution. I'm with Skyline Properties Inc. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, get in touch. I'm helping quite a few folks. We only started this channel 3 months ago, and I've already had quite a few phone calls of people reaching out to me. I'm picking a couple up from SeaTac on the weekend, shoot them, got that auto email set up, gonna go and do the route, gonna go and show them the houses. They're up on an Airbnb in Puyallup, and then they're back on the plane and going back down to Florida. They're relocating through their job front. So, like I said, get in touch. I'm just here to help. Our channel is blowing up. It's going through the roof. This is because of you guys. And like I said, we can't thank you enough for watching our videos. Like, subscribe, make sure you get that bell dinged every time we upload a new video so you guys know exactly what a scoop is. So listen, this is Phil Walsh, licensed real estate broker, guys. It's a beautiful day up here. It's not all doom and gloom. We appreciate you. Thanks so much. Till the next time, guys. Appreciate it.